It may look like your life is going great, except this one part, people. Every time when you try get closer to someone, it just doesn't work, and you just know you don't need them. You are better without them. So you quit, you cut it off, and you come back to your safety, to your own cave, where it's only you and nobody else. Not because you truly want it, but because it's easier this way. My name is Piotr, and this is Sensitive Depth. Today I would like to talk and bring awareness to one of attachment styles, which is Avoidant Attachment Style. Avoidant Attachment Style has many layers, and it depends on which stage you are. It may feel like you want connection, you crave connection. At some point you want it so much, so you try. You try to open yourself to others. You invite others to your life. Show yourself so they will accept you, so they will see you the way you want them to see you. But somehow it just doesn't work. Somehow it just, when you want that connection, it just never happens. It's like there's that wall that separates you and that person or those people. Sometimes it might feel like there is just nothing, that you just somehow cannot experience, you just cannot feel how it is to connect, how it is to feel loved, how it is to be really connected to someone, how it is to really truly belong. And even if you try and try and try, something happens. There is argument, there is fight, and you know that I have to quit, because every fight, every argument ends very badly. So you quit. You tell yourself, this is not for me. They don't understand me. They just don't get me. They reject me. I cannot be myself with them. I cannot trust them. All of them are the same. It's their fault, not mine. So you hide. You separate yourself. You isolate yourself. Because your own cave, it's only you. It's nice there. It's safe there. It's calm there. Nobody talks. Nobody overwhelms. Nobody expects anything from you. And you can do whatever you want. You can be whatever you want to be. No pressure. It feels like loneliness is your best friend. The best friend you ever could have. And you always had. You always belonged to loneliness. And loneliness always belonged to you. And of course, you tried, it didn't work, and you are disappointed again. Because you really want other people. And that sometimes hits, even in your safe space, when you are lonely. Then it starts to feel this lack, this emptiness, this heaviness in your chest. You cannot breathe. You cannot speak because you feel like something is in your throat. So again, you run away. You look for something that will make you forget, that will make you feel better. So eventually you find ways, not good ways, destructive ways, for you and for others. And somehow it became your trap because you cannot escape, and it's never enough. So you try over and over and over the same. At some point you ask yourself, what am I doing with my life? I cannot do this anymore. I need help, but I don't ask for help. I will do everything by myself. I don't need anyone to help me. So it's another trap, because you know you need help, but you just cannot ask for it, because you don't trust. A long time ago, you did trust. You gave trust one time, second time, third, and again, and again, and again. And eventually, you told yourself, it's enough. I cannot trust anymore. I just give up. I give up that anyone in my life will be there for me, will love me, will support me. Because what you learned is that love hurts many, many times. So you told yourself, never again. Avoidant attachment style is, as I said before, covered by layers. And it is quite complex because of that. It might come from dissociation, that you just cannot feel anything, especially in relationships. You want to connect so much, but you cannot, because your body learned that it's not safe and I just need to run away. So you run away from your feelings, you run away from your emotions, you run away from your pain. And at some point, you just couldn't learn what is relationship, how relationship look like. You just didn't experience it. You just didn't learn. You didn't have opportunity to learn. Because what you learned is that every time when I try, I get hurt so much that I just cannot stand this pain. Because love is so painful that I won't even try. This short description is an example of avoidant attachment style. Because of its layers, sometimes it's really difficult to actually recognize where I am, what do I feel, how do I feel. If I don't feel, but I feel uncomfortable with not feeling. The main idea of avoidant attachment style is that I don't need other people. It's because, according to theory, avoidant attachment style was formed in very early childhood as a base of relationship between child and the mother. The child just absolutely gave up, just literally cut off the relationship. So how much and how many horrible things had to happen for the child to cut off this connection, to realize this is not good for me. I tried, and I tried. Relationships are not safe. Relationships are not good. And this is what child learns. Because at some point, the child experienced so much pain that wasn't able to handle anymore, that the only way was to cut it off, do not feel anymore. And after a child develops and still believes the same, relationships are not good for me, are not safe, relationships are painful. And there is so much complexity, because it's just not one pain. It could come from the point that mother was constantly rejecting that child, could be aggressive towards the child, different form of abuse, when the child really loved mother, but the mother abused the child, physically, emotionally. So the child didn't have a choice, the pain just was too much. And child decided to never ever have relationships with other people, because relationship with mother is the base, is the core belief of what relationship looks like and is like. The child isolates all the time, so even doesn't have a chance to experience how it is to have and be in relationship with other people. Because for the child, every sign of pain, every sign of rejection is, I'm overwhelmed, it's too much, I quit, I cut it off, I come back to my own cave because it's safe. I don't need it, I don't want this. And child, after not child anymore, is mature person, is grown up, and tries, because that strong need also to connect with someone, to have relationships, is there, always was there, but didn't have a choice and had to, I put it down, I don't want to feel this, I don't want to feel that I need connection, I don't want to feel that I need other people. I'm independent, I'm completely independent, I don't need anyone. That is what child not necessarily heard, but what child has chosen to tell itself. Because this is my only way to survive. And that's why avoidant attachment style has many layers. Because if we could compare to other attachment styles, this is the kind of attachment that is in the last corner, the last option, to don't feel, to turn it off. So one layer of attachment style, one stage of attachment style can be in that corner. I'm just completely lonely. I'm choosing to be lonely, to open up to someone. I might not even try, but if someone comes to my life, I just don't feel. Another stage could be I feel, but it's just too much, so I run away. Another stage might be I feel, but I'm so lost because I don't know what to do. I don't know how and what relationships should be like, how I supposed to feel, what I supposed to do, what I supposed to say. So it's just too much for me. I'm not feeling comfortable in here. I'm just gonna come back to my cave. There is also a layer that is very strongly connected to feeling and being independent. And that's another layer when there is someone and you might start to get attached. But attachment to someone feels extremely overwhelming. So you try to detach again and come back to your cave. Because if it's only me who's responsible for everything. And I have control what I do, how I feel. But when I depend on someone, I lose my control. You have control over me. This is so difficult to hold because this is exactly how it was back then. My mother had control over me, and I remember how it was. Eventually there is that stage layer. You notice, you see what's going on, and you decide, I will try ask for help. And of course, it's extremely difficult. It's not something what can change suddenly, because your nervous system remembers. You might get close to someone, be close to someone, and your body might suddenly extremely panic, be extremely stressed, to the point that it's too much for me, I don't need this, I don't want this, I don't want to feel this. At some point you are confused. Is it about where it's actually coming from? Because everything was nice, everything is nice, and suddenly you feel so overwhelmed and you cannot stop your heart from beating so fast. You cannot take full breath, you cannot calm yourself. You just feel like there's so much going on, I cannot handle it, so you just want to run away again. You just want to run away. So you're stuck because you try, you want to, but your body cannot. So those are a few layers that are quite important to recognize. What to do with all of this pain, suffering, confusion, disappointment, feeling lost, feeling helpless, so difficult to let go, so difficult to lose control, and how to be lonely, but happy lonely, because the loneliness is not happy, and how to feel where you cannot feel, connect when you cannot connect. Of course, first stage is the awareness. Recognize where are you, in which this spectrum Where are you? Notice what is happening. How do you react? What happens and what you choose to do just to feel a little bit, or just to feel different, just to feel better, just to feel connect in some ways, because this is where everything starts. Recognizing where you are right now. Of course, another stage is understand where it's coming from. Understand what did you learn, how did you learn, that you end up here, where it all happened and how it happened. Understand what your mind, understand what your heart, and understand what your body say. Relationships are rejection. People don't understand me. People don't want me. People leave me. People hurt me. People don't accept me. And so on and so on. Recognize and face it. Check it. Is it always true? And through that, when you will get all this knowledge, all this understanding, give yourself compassion. Give yourself time, because you need time. You need time to trust again. Your body needs time to trust again. You and your body needs to experience again. Not the same. Experience something good. Something that relationships can be safe, can be nurturing. Connection with someone doesn't need to end every single time when there is a fight, when there is a conflict. Connection doesn't mean physical pain. Connection doesn't mean emotional pain. Connection means comfort, safety, warmth, care, and love. And of course, it's not easy, it's very difficult. Everyone has own story. Everyone has own mechanisms. Everyone has own ways to deal, to survive. So you need to recognize yours. You need to know your story. It's a long process, but it doesn't mean every time hard and it's every time difficult. Re-experience and reteach yourself what relationships can be like, not because other people say, but the way how you will believe that. Because you can experience, you can see tiny bit of somewhere here, and somewhere here. And of course, avoidant attachment belongs to the trauma, relational trauma. And this is how it's supposed to be treated. This is how it should be treated. It takes time to heal. It takes time to re-experience new, to learn new. Let yourself feel what happened to you, what you were scared of, what you experienced. Heal it. And then you can build on that. Something completely new. Something better. Something what you truly deserve. And something what you always wanted but never had. True connection. And to close this subject today, I just would like to remind you that in order to heal, therapy is a really good way to dive there in safe space, with safety with another person, and at the same time experience how it is to have that relationship where you can trust and you can see and feel what you experienced in the past. And at the same time, you can re-experience new form of relationship. And to close this video, I will give you a few reflective questions that might help you explore a little bit more. First question is, where are you on the spectrum, on those layers? And what happens? What do you want to do? What do you follow? No judgment, just notice what is happening. The second question is, what do you think about relationships? So everything what you learned, everything what you truly believe, and remember, it's not what do you think because others told you. It's what you truly feel. What relationships really are. And then you can, of course, challenge it a little bit. Is it always like that? Is it always true? I know it feels like, but is it always true? Was every single relationship in your life like that? Is every single relationship like that? And I know it might feel like, yes, but in my case, it is, and always was. And of course, I understand it, because it's trauma, and this is how trauma works. And that's okay, but recognizing it, change can happen. And the last question is, what safe relationships might look like? What kind of relationships you would like to have? And just to remember, we don't want perfection. That is impossible. There will be relationships and there will be arguments. There will be relationships and there will be struggle. There will be problems. You want to look at it in a very realistic way. So for example, if argument happens, how you can handle it together, support each other, that it doesn't have influence on the connection. So rethink, form, question the type of relationships that you want to have, not based on your past, what you experienced, but what you want to experience and what is possible to experience. And with that, how you can get there, how you can change yourself to play part in that relationship. What usually stops you from being there? And I will leave you with those questions. If you liked today's subject, please like, subscribe, and I will see you in next videos. All the best.